cywir I Sant Mwslemaidd o Mumbai. Zoe had this idea a few weeks ago that we respond, both of us, in our own ways to some sort of base text in Welsh. There was something to do with Bangor. So I had a quick think and suddenly realised that I had just finished editing, as part of my work in the Centre for Advanced Welsh and Celtic Studies in Aberystwyth, finished editing this poem, medieval poem, 16th century poem, to Gelynion and to the church here in Bangor when it was renovated in the 16th century. So we will talk a bit more about that individual poem. So I decided to respond in my own way. I'd been wanting to write a poem about my experiences in Mumbai, in India, last year. I was very fortunate to visit the city as part of the Walking Cities project with the British Council, and it was an amazing experience. And one of the great experiences that I had over in Mumbai was visiting the tomb of a Muslim saint, Haji Ali, or at least there's two of his names. He has about 5 or 6, but I can't remember all of them. But Haji Ali are the main ones, I think. And it was an astounding place, a very small temple, mosque, situated on a very small island that you could only get to via causeway, a very narrow causeway in the west of the city. And it was an amazing experience. So I thought, right, I'm editing all these poems to the saints in Aberystwyth, more or less every day. For work. So I thought, right, okay, what about writing a new poem in the same style, but to a different saint. So this is what I've done. Haji Ali Dargah. Es unwaith, ddwywaith, dewi, es deir gwaith ar daith, wsti, at ddrws ti ddewi, o raid, i'r fan I buro fenaid. Ond un hydref, es hefyd mewn drwy borth ym mhendraw'r byd, y Maharashtra o raid. Ymunais, mi am henaid, ar dynfa I ryd enfawr. Lôn faith I gadeirlan fawr Mumbai, a chamau buan miloedd ar filoedd i'r fan ar siwrnau gain dros sarn gul. Awn mewn rhwymyn ar ymyl y môr I hen dir meirw, a rhoi fy llun ar fy llw, ar hyd darn o'i fedrod o yn lan. A'i adael yno. Yn andawel gadewais yn neuad lawn, yn ddilais. Ar hyd y sarn, troediais I lôn orlawn ar lan Warli. Heibio'r llu o deuluoedd yn yr hewl, a'r rhai a oedd mwy yno am ei heinios, y cardotyn, ac un goes, a'r cysgod sy'n nabod neb, ac ynter hanner wyneb, cleifion ar lôn ail eni, dan y wal, lle trwydiwn ni. Beth pe bawn ni'n gweddio heddiw'n rhyw fardd arno fo, Haji Ali, yn ei arch. Haji, ag a fi gyfarch y sant a enwant yno. Sant ar oes I un tro, lond pydew o olew di, rhag i'w gŵr a rheg, yrru ei ddwrn yn giaidd arni. Olew gwlyb i'w hachub hi. A'r sant, yr hwyliodd i'r sarn maen hwn dy arch mewn undarn dan law diw yn ôl I dir. Trip I un tua'r pentir. Dewi, Ali. Fe welaf encil iach mewn llygaid claf. Yn y dŵr gwyn, dor I gell. Yn y darga, daeargell. Yn y sail, carreg solet. Ymhen yr hewl, minaret.
As Eurig mentioned, he sent me a poem to work on, and it was by Sir David Trevor, a priest from Anglesey in the 16th century. And he struck me as somebody who saw poetry really as a means to an end, because one of his famous poems was a poem asking for a horse, and another one was asking for a hop. And so when he wrote this poem in question that we're working on, which is in praise of Daniel and Thomas Skevington, Bishop of Bangor, on the renovation of the church and Bishop's Palace, I guess that there was something in it for him. And I also suspect that it may have been, in part, a piece of PR for a building project that had gone a little over schedule. Because this poem was written in 1527, but the tower of the cathedral was apparently not completed until 1533, which is a year after Bishop Skevington had died. So those of you who are not from here, there is currently a very large and ambitious building project underway, and we're looking forward to its completion. And so anyway, this poem by David Trevor, it lists the life achievements of St. Daniel, and then the poem raves about all the glamorous incense and music of the cathedral, and says how much money has been spent on it. And there was really only one way that this poem was going to go. So what I'm going to read, it starts off as more or less direct translation. And then, because I was thinking of this kind of PR role of the poet in the 16th century, I also took a little bit from a certain website that some of you might be able to guess. And some of it is some true facts about things I know about Bangor. And then actually there are two other sort of interesting things about this poem. I think one is that its author died of the Black Death in 1528, so the year after this poem was written. And then shortly after that, there was a Protestant Reformation, so the whole kind of structure of power had totally changed. So everything was changing really in ways in which neither Sir David nor the bishop could have imagined. So here's my version. So, in praise of Daniel and the building of Pontio, after Sir David Trevor. Something you might not know about Bangor is the holiness of Daniel, the saintly, one of 7 cousin saints, each one totally divine. Daniel, who never went chasing married women and frowned on that kind of mischief. Hermit in a hermit's cell over in Pembrokeshire, when the call came to be a bishop, he didn't speak a word of Latin, couldn't tell his cope from his shoelace. But all that changed as soon as he started singing the Te Deum. Then he knew at once how to wield his crozier like a pro. St. Daniel's name tastes good on the tongue as valor's chips. This saint's miracles go on and on. When 2 thieves stole his oxen, Daniel knocked them out stone cold. When a woman whose belly was swollen with deadly poison drank from his well, she spat out black maggots. When Gary O'Mara went to Cobb Records for the 1024th time, he was transfigured into Elvis Presley, even with white flares. When the townspeople grew tired of the pomegranates, figs, dates and olives in the Bible garden, Daniel miraculously transformed it all into grass and shrubs. The 2-headed lamb in the Natural History Museum was probably created by Daniel. Daniel turned the octagon into peep, the Catholic Church into Wetherspoons. He is clearly the patron saint of bottoms-up regeneration. Let's raise a glass to Daniel. I mean, let's give him saintly praise where saintly praise is due. Now, in our own lives, Daniel has made a hub for arts and innovation in North Wales. Before it, there were only 1970s buildings in sub-brutalist concrete and brick. The great theatre of Bryn Terfel will resound with quality performance. Other facilities will include an amphitheatre, bars, restaurants, and a park. Technology will flourish, equipping individuals and businesses with the tools they need to succeed in the modern economy, plus there will be a fine cloakroom, even a pram storage zone. 49 million at the very least. It's funded by the European Union, Bangor University and the Arts Council of Wales. May they be mightily blessed. And may Daniel in the year 2015 or maybe 16, by the time it's actually open, be most gratefully remembered.